They make reproduction ones that you can buy today that have no wrinkles, but that would be like a facelift.
Right, you don't want that.
And I think he's entitled to have some. So he's got them. I've got them. Most of us have some, don't they?
Yes, they do. And we have here the pleasure of speaking to Alvin. Can you say your last name again?
It's in English, it's Tortorello. In Italian, it's Tortoriello, but it's Tortorello.
And we have the pleasure of seeing your car, which is a Pontiac.
Yeah.
And what model is it? I guess it would be a...
This is a 1951 Pontiac Catalina, and it's a Super Deluxe. The Super Deluxe had an abundance of options, like it was leather interior versus a cloth leather combination. It had a leather headliner, full carpet. It came with a Hydromatic 4-speed transmission, automatic. The only option that this car doesn't have is a ball cap sun visor on the headliner, and it was a radio delete. The original owner was a doctor, and it was out in western Pennsylvania, actually Wisconsin, where he lived. I bought the car from a gentleman, the second owner, who lived in Jamestown, New York. The original owner was a friend of his from high school, and the original owner, the doctor, opted not to have a radio. So it's called a radio delete, and he didn't want a radio. Radio reception wasn't the best, so he opted for other features, backup lights, bumper guards, full wheel covers. He went for the more deluxe things. He only drove it about 40,000 miles and passed away. The second owner, his high school friend, bought it from the widow in the 80s because she didn't want to give up the car, although she didn't drive it. That's what kept the car in such good condition. And the last time it was on the road before I bought it was in '98. And then the gentleman I bought it off of got very old and put it in the garage, covered it up, and that's where I found it. And then I just had the car repainted the color that it is, redid all the chrome, redid the engine, had it painted inside and out, new tires, brakes. As you can see, it's really pretty nice. I've got some work to do on it. I've got to do the carpets inside and a few little appointments yet. I've got to work on the windshield wipers, get them functional. They're not quite working right yet, but that's not a big deal. It's only a vacuum line. But as you can see inside, I'll let you pass in front of me.
Okay.
When you open it up, it's all leather. It's a 2-door, and when you put the windows down, they just disappear. I'm going to put new carpeting in it. The carpeting is a little old.
Hey, Gilligan, you got a new car.
Yes, I do. Well, it just looks like it.
Can I look at it?
You sure may.
Now look at this. There's no division between the rear window and the front window.
Right. That's what denotes this as a hardtop convertible, or they just call it a hardtop. A lot of cars had a post, which made that a sedan. That's what makes this car a little more popular. It didn't have that division, and there's no frame around the window. So it gives the appearance of it being a convertible. That's why a lot of people referred to these as hardtop convertibles, or just hardtop, two-door hardtop. It gives you that open air feeling. And the car is in remarkable preservation, with the exception of the paint that's been done on it, to the fact that that's the original spare tire to the car, and the original trunk liner. Comes with backup lights. These little extra wings that are on the bumpers are accessories. Comes with the original, I'm going to pass in front of you for a moment, an original trunk light that would be in here. These are, I've got to put on yet. This is a little door guard that goes on here when you open it up, so that the gas doesn't touch on it.
Wow.
That's the original spare tire.
So it came with white wall tires.
It came with white wall tires. Yep. And backup lights and bumper guards. So it had lots of options. The doctor opted for lots of options except the radio, probably because the reception was poor in his neighborhood. Either that, or he just didn't want to hear the kind of music they were playing. I couldn't tell you.
Right, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
Wow, Gilligan.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alvin. This
You're
is
welcome.
really nice. It's a beautiful car.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It's interesting to hear that a lovely couple that you just talked to prior are going to actually be driven in it on their wedding day.
Yeah,
Right?
the couple are going to get married on July the 23rd, and they looked at the car and they asked me if I would honor them and take them on their wedding day from their house to the church to the reception hall, and to have some pictures done at the Wayne Train Museum. I guess they like old things like me. So they opted for an old man in an old car and old trains.
No, I wouldn't say old. I would say seasoned. That's
Seasoned.
the word.
Okay.
A seasoned man with a seasoned car.
There you go.
That never loses its style. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much, Alvin.
My
okay.
pleasure.
On May 11th at the car show at Wendy's. Thank you again. Okay, so we're again talking to Alvin. Now, I noticed that there was the Chieftain in the front, and you're saying that all the models of the Pontiac at this time
The body style was called Chieftain, and the different trim levels were denoted like a deluxe, a super deluxe, and a super deluxe, a custom super deluxe. Was only the different levels of appointments with chrome, leather, and interior appointments. So it was a Chieftain body style, and then they added on the goodies, and that's what made the different packages. So you could get a Chieftain basic a la carte, or you could get the super deluxe with all the French fries and goodies and gravies and all the accoutrement, and that's what the super deluxe was.
Okay. Well, the Catalina, is that one of the levels, or is that?
Yes, it's a level.
And
And super deluxe was the appointments in the Catalina line.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for clarifying that. All right.
So there's a lot of options on it that are factory, like the exhaust pipe, bumper guards.
Yeah, look at that exhaust pipe.
That's just an extension, but it's a factory one because it has Vista on it. Another factory option is the trunk light in there. That's a factory option. These are factory options. These are factory options.
That's how it's carved.
Yeah, it's very Art Deco. I like the way that it comes up.
You don't have
See?
a car like that?
Yeah.
Let's find one. Yeah? big light there?
It has an under hood light. Now that under hood light, you twist it and pull it out.
It's a classic to me.
It was an emergency light, but you could reach all four wheels if you needed
Look at that
to
green one.
change the flat. You took that, you turned it. There's a coil of wire in there.
You pull it out?
Right, so you could change the tire. Dual horns were an option. Single horn was standard.
This is 1953?
51.
Now, Alvin, what
Yes,
type of engine is it?
This is a 268 cubic inch flathead 8-cylinder. And it's got 8 cylinders or 8 pistons. It's got a 2-barrel, which means that there's 2 venturis of fuel going down in there. It's got an oil bath carburetor. In other words, if I took that an air filter, air goes down in the air cleaner and it runs through oil before it goes into the engine. So the air is filtered through oil and then through a mesh screen and then down into the carburetor to mix with fuel. So it's called an oil bath carburetor, and every 2,000 miles you change the oil in it, you dump it out and put new oil.
What colors?
Okay.
Sapphire blue.
Okay, this is for air circulation. Okay. No, I'm gonna.
51 Chieftain.